I wanted this here. There we go. All right. Welcome in. Welcome in. I'm trying to get going here. And I'm just being slow today. Sorry. Hi, Rose. We're letting TikTok and YouTube let people know that we are live. Hi, Geraldine. Let me take a drink. We're going to do a fun thing today. I'm excited. So what we have here today, and I want to make sure if we've got comments turned on. Yep, you're supposed to. Okay. All right, we checked the comments. We're going to let the comments go on YouTube today. We will see if we have issues. If we have issues, I might have to have somebody go over and help me do mods on that, be a moderator. Because we can't have a repeat of last night. That's all I'm going to ask for. Excuse me, sorry. If we can get 10 shares, 10,000 likes here on TikTok, that will help us get out there and get it out. They haven't said that they have pushed it out for people to come in. So hopefully. Okay. Well, hey, you know what? Sometimes we have to, as adults, do things we don't like, Robin, and it sucks. So I feel you. But it will be recorded. It will be out on YouTube, so you will be able to find it there. So what it is that today, or I'm going to go in. Okay, I'm going to say off the bat, we're not going to talk about if I'm married or not. I have a ring on. That should tell you. We're not going to do the beautiful, that type of thing. We are just literally here to talk about creating jewelry and that type of thing. All right. So I'm going to put you in timeout because that's the type of thing not going to happen today. Right from the bat, I'm going to do that. All right, Rose, when you get over there, I'll make you a moderator. I don't know why you're asking that. Oh, my Lord. So anyways, what we do here, I'm going to explain it. Hi, Melissa. We are here this is a community based on jewelry making and running a small business. Hello, I am Todd. And what we do here is twice a week we have a chat. Every day this week we do have a sale. We'll have one tonight at 7 p.m. on YouTube or on TikTok over here. Hi Lydia. Hi Robert. Right. Well, hello Remy. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to your cousin Nick. So anyways, what else we do is we do tutorials. Today is a tutorial day. We call it Tails on Chain because it is where I look at, thank you. I think of these as little tails dangling down from your chain. That's why I went with the name. Buttercup didn't like the name, but she couldn't tell me a better name when she said she didn't like it. So we're sticking with it. Okay. What is your, because I can't see everybody on here, Rose, what is your user? Can you just make a comment and then I can make you a moderator? Oh, geez. Oh, that would stink to go 45 minutes for an appointment. I get that one. So what we had here, I'm going to bring this up close. There you are. Okay. Let's put you add as a moderator. There you go. Thank you, Rose. So this one here was our, the one that I put up for display. We have the heart with a crystal, we have a lock, and then we have a butterfly. These are just larger charms or pendants. They're not very large. You can go with anything that you want. You can do large pendants, you can do small pendants, you can do beads, you can do lots of things. So, that is what we're going to be doing. But today I want to do more than just the charms and show you how you can create this and make it your own. So in one example, I have got different things here. So we have a double heart. We have a cabochon setting in the key and the heart, and we used what I call my acrylic paint pour jewelry stuff, and that's what we're going to do with that. And then we have another charm here. So one of our necklaces is going to be made with that. Another necklace is going to be this pendant, and it's a larger one. We also then have this one. Hello from Guam. I don't use shells because it's really hard for me to use them. But if you are, you can tell me if you do that. And then this one is our, this is, if anybody knows, we just did this one recently. It's a cabochon. It is a resin cabochon with that druzy look in there. And it's just a drop that we're going to create for that necklace. So that's the other one that we're going to use. Then the third one, because we're going to make 3. We might go a little bit longer than an hour, everybody, but we're going to make 3 today. We have the word life. And these are part of like what I will be selling tomorrow for pendants. I don't know if I'll have the life one per se, but those are some of the things that you can use those charms for, is these necklaces that we're talking about. We also have this butterfly. And then earlier this week when we had our bring back, we had those rectangle beads, those crystal glass beads. One was still in the bag, so we didn't sell one. And I didn't realize until we're off of the live. And I'm like, I got one. I'm going to see if I can make it into jewelry. So we're going to take one of those beads, the one that I had left over, and we're going to make it into the necklace. We're going to add it. So here we have ways that you can use your cabochons, ways that you can use your large pendants, ways that you can use your charms, and the way that you can use your focal beads to create these necklaces. And why I want to show you 3 different ways, the premise of the necklace is making a long necklace and having those tails dangling down. It doesn't have to be all the same. And that's what I want you to think about, is when you're looking at things in your own personal collection of all the things that you have for making gems, we got lots of different things you can use. And that's why I want you to make it your own. When I always talk about this, I always say, take what I'm giving to you and make it your own. And I never really go more in detail, and I thought today would be one way that we can do that. So I am going to point you all down. Well, first I will tell you what you will need also to make these necklaces. I think I'm going to use this chain for the one. So you're going to need chain. The other ones I am going to use, my favorite chain, this one, for one of them. And then I was going to see what else I had here for chain. I wonder if this one will look good with that. I think so. And I've sold the textured chain before. So this is just the textured chain. So we'll use 3 different kinds. You will also need, depending on what metals you're using. Yep, I do sell the chain. We have different style of the jump rings. You can use the split rings and stuff. I didn't do that risk the fish, so I don't know what you're talking about. I don't have a Thelma as a customer. You might have someone else confused with me. All right. So, and then you don't need a clasp for this because it is the long one that you can just put over your head. So you don't need any closure with this one. I can do the tools for sure. The chain in the hardware, I would have to go through things and get that together. Most of the time when I have chain, I sell out of it on the day that I have it up. So I don't know that I have a lot. I have some new chain coming. Good morning, Ray. So that is what you're going to need. Now for tools, if you're going to use a split ring, you will need the split ring pliers. You will, because you'll be opening and closing the chains and the jump rings, you will need 2 of the chain nose pliers. And because we are doing a head pin for this one, as you can see, it's on a head pin, I will need my round nose pliers and my cutters. How we do that and and just create that dangle and the circle, there is a video of that in detail out on YouTube. I'll show you, but I'm not going to go into great detail because we can watch the video. All right. And I'm pointing that way because YouTube's that way on where my cameras are sat up. All right. Everybody, I am going to put you guys down now. You're going to be looking at my mat. While you are down at my mat, I do not see comments on YouTube at all. It's very hard for me to see them. And I will only see TikToks if I look up at my backup account. So if I miss a comment, it's not intentional. It's just because we're not looking at the chat. All right. So you guys should be able to see the mat now. The first one we're going to make is this one. The first one I showed you, where we have the double heart in the antique bronze. We have the key that is a cabochon, and there is a tutorial out there on how to do the acrylic paint pours to create these and how you attach them into the settings. You can go watch that. And then we will have this charm. Now, I'm going to make these necklaces 32 inches long. So I'm just going to unwind some chain here. Maybe we'll go with this one. I don't know. It's being a pain of like where it's all at. Whoop, maybe we can get this now. There we go. We'll wrap you back up. I buy my chain in bulk, as you guys can see. So when I sell it to you guys, it is off the spool. So before, well, he decided to break apart. We'll attach it. This is chain that is always set up so that it is unwelded so that you can make it the size that you really want. Hi, Rainbow. So I'm going to open. You will see there is a little, right up here, there is a little space that it makes this chain not soldered together. Just like a jump ring, one towards you, one away, and then add this to that one and then close it up. And that is how you can put your pieces together. So there's 18 inches. And 14 inches makes it 32. So we're going to open up this link, take it off, and then take the other end, and I just run my hand down it so that I can make sure it's not twisted, and I put this together in there. You see how I've got the two there? And then I close it up by going back the opposite way I did to open it. Whoops, I moved it. And get that back together like so. And now my 32 inches is in a circle. I just grabbed my jump rings, and you can use any size jump rings you want. If you wanted to use some jump rings, these are 10mm size jump rings. Let me get a couple out. You can use a 10mm if that's what you want to do. You can use 6 and 10 together, or you can use whatever sizes you want. I want to make this more boho-y like, and that will usually use the bigger ones. So I'm going to use, whoops, I need one more. I need a total of 4 for this project. And you can do split rings or jump rings. Either or will work. So on this, the necklace in the example, the one that I'm going to put on my chain was actually a split ring, but I didn't have the split rings in the size I wanted for to add in all of the dangles here. And so I ended up using jump rings for those. I will have jump rings coming in different sizes. So you're going to see in the next few weeks or months, different jump rings in different sizes. I say have a ton of them in different sizes. Not a ton, but if you had a 10-gram bag of each one in all the different sizes, that will help you be able to just change it out. Now with these, I do like to have a larger gauge. And what that is the gauge is the how round or how thick the wire is to that created that jump ring or split ring. The larger the gauge, the thicker the wire, and that will then mean it won't open while it's on your jewelry. I will have some chained tonight. I don't know which one I'm going to do yet. I got to look for it yet. But not it. I don't know if it's going to be this one or what one I'll have. So there is how I open this up. Just one away, one towards me. I'm going to close it up. This circle, it could be any type of jump ring or split ring. There are some textured split rings that add detail to it, and we've sold those in silver and gold. You could add those. And then you can also, so you can do whatever, and it could be a 25 millimeter circle. It could be a 20 millimeter, or you could just decide, I don't want anything big, and do a 6 millimeter. Literally make it what you like. Open up your jump ring, add your charms in the order that you want it to lay on your necklace. So we're going to do the cross first. We're going to do the key with the cabochon setting. What I really wanted, but I don't have one of these keys made up, was I thought with having the cross on here and the heart, and like if you are a Christian and love Jesus type scenario or God, that, you know, Jesus died on the cross for us. I was thinking, you know, he holds the key. I just went through this in my mind, and if I could have found a red one, I would have done it to represent him. But I didn't have it, so I went with the blue. But so you can theme it. Go ahead and put the second one on and close it up. And then the third one, the double heart, open up your jump ring again, and then put that on, that one jump ring that's attached to the chain, so that they're all three on. So that is, and with them being charms and such, if you watch, they will be all over the place. During the day, you're going to see different things pop up with this. So let me just put this on here. I know this is longer than but do you see how it's going to change? You're not going to see everything every time. And if you decided, you know, you flip the necklace around, you're going to get, when you put it on, you will get a different look. And that's what these necklaces are about, is that you're not going to see the same thing all the time. But it just creates something dangling down, like a tail off of something, just to have that. So I'm going to bring this up on the black so you guys can kind of see it. So as you're walking around with this necklace on, this, like what I'm messing with right now, is how you're going to see it. You're going to see different things. So just, that is what's cool about these necklaces. Also, with these necklaces, it's on a trend for the 2025 fall and winter, where you have a longer necklace with it down here. Then you're going to have another necklace about here, and you'll have one necklace up here. They can all have different charms on them, or different pendants, different beads. They could just be chains, anything. But it is really, truly about all the different. It isn't matchy-matchy. You don't have to have these all be the same metal when you're wearing those three together. But this, I'm going to hold this up here for you guys to see up close. So you can see how I have this off of the chain and then those three. So that is necklace number 1. We're going to go ahead and make necklace number 2, which we're going to use my favorite chain. And once again, I am going to do, and the other necklaces that we're going to do for these, I'll show you here, Robin. We're going to do the one that comes up here one time, and then the ones up here a different time. So we're going to create these longer and the short to the long ones in different tutorials. All right, so hold on. I'm going to get this chain, and then I'll show you, Robin. Once again, we are going to open up one of the links. I got 32 inches of chain here. I know, they are really, I love these necklaces. And the thing is that we talk about what comes around in trends. This was a trend back in like the late 2000s, early like 20, between I would say like 2008-9 through 2015. And now it's coming back again. I just put my link on my open chain all the way around. So I have a 32-inch necklace in that silver. Here you go, Robin. This is what it looks like all together. It'll move around because of it being the charms, the pendants and stuff. All right. This time, I want to go get... No, I'm just going to use jump rings on this one. We are going to use jump rings. And for this one, my bigger one is going to, or my main one that's coming off of my chain, I'm going to use this size, which is a 10. And then to hang my dangles down, I'm going to go to a 5mm. So I'm not even using, I don't know if you guys can see those. Let me move them down a little bit. I'm not even going to use the same. I'm going to use different sizes. So we got 10 coming down from the chain. And then we'll have 5, if I can pick it up with my left hand. There we go. It won't let me, but I'll have the 5. I'll put them in my hand because it's not letting me hold it where all my dangles are going to dangle down from. Okay? So you can do whatever you want. Open up your jump ring. One away and one towards you. And because this is a circle, you can just put it any old place. You don't have to sit there and go, where's the middle? Because you don't have a closure. It's just a circle of chain. Add that. These are the 3 that we are going to put on there. And so we are going to do the patina one first. You can then do, we're going to do the larger one here second. It's going to be the one in the middle. And then the cabochon setting one. So this is a 12mm druzy resin cabochon in a silver setting. And we talked about how to put the cabochons in there. I have these made up, so I don't even have to think about, like, what am I going to make? I have a whole bunch of these made up. I had the key and that last necklace made up in advance. I have a lot of different things made up so that I could just grab it and make. All right, there we go with that one. So let me put this one on the neck. I'm not going to put it all the way down. We'll put it up here so we can see it against the black. But there it is. The way that one sat when I put it on there, that is just perfect to me. You can see all 3. But that's it. And look, it didn't take us hardly any time to make that. These necklaces don't even take 5 minutes to make. But that's the 3 things that I put on it. You can put more on there if you want. I have always just done 3. You want to do odd numbers because 1, 3, and 5 is pleasing to the eye. 2 and 4 is not. So always just go with an odd number of what you put on there. But that is necklace number 2. Now necklace number 3, we're going to use this textured chain. So you'll see that there is on the sides there's a little bit of a texture to it. So that adds to the element of it. So why I chose these is, and with that textured, is it gives it what I'm going to say is more of a classy look. Whereas this one, because you've got that patina on there, this one to me is more of a boho look. So you can change up the looks and make it different with that same thought process. I'll see if I can get some of those type pendants. I've never bought them. I've never looked for them for you guys, but I'll start looking for that kind of stuff. The chain robin I have coming. This chain is like my favorite chain. I had it up for sale in the last month and it's sold out. As soon as, and I literally can bring you guys 100 packages of 1 meter and it's gone in one show. Literally, it's one of the hardest things for me to keep in stock. We're not doing that one. We're going to do this one. This one we've had in, I've brought this in different things. I've brought it in gold. I've brought it, this one is the platinum. And I've brought it in silver. And same thing. I bring it and it sells out. You guys really love the chain. And so I'm going to make 32 inches again. There we go. So we talked about this on a live the other day on my chat. And that one, what we're going to do with chain is that I will get it so that we have 5 meter bags and then 1 meter bags. So it might be $5 to $6 depending on how much it is per meter for the chain and the 5 meter pack, and then $1 to $1.50 depending on the chain for the 1 meters. So it just all depends on the type. But I opened and shut just like you do a jump ring, the link, made it into a circle once again. Now, before we start adding everything, I'm going to take, and I'm going to show you what I did here because I wanted to make sure my head pin was long enough before we went live. So on my head pin, we've got, this is a daisy spacer. Let me show you there. I'm just adding it and do a daisy spacer. We're going to do that rectangle bead, that faceted rectangle, and we're going to put another daisy spacer on. So do you see how it just adds a little bit to the top and the bottom? You don't have to do that. If we did it without, this is what it would look like. But do you see how just adding those daisy spacers just gives it a little bit of bling? Rainbow, were you the one that wanted the paper clip bracelets that I have coming? So see how much it just adds a little bit of detail. I'm going to take my round nose pliers and we are going to create our dangle. Go away, reposition, go around. He is in my way. There we go. Then we got our loop. Because if you are, they are going to be here next week. And I don't know if I'll get them up for Friday's sale, but I will have them up in the next 2 weeks for you. We'll do the barber pole around, and then we're going to cut off that little tidbit that's just still there. There we go. Get that out of there. And now we have our loop and he is not very straight, so let me straighten him out. There we go. We have our little circle that we are going to use to dangle this down from. So I'm going to get the tools I don't need off of the table. I'm going to go get a jump ring, or not a jump ring, a split ring. It is right. I'm going to show you how to add a split ring to this. If you have a pair, if you have a chain that is soldered, you will need to use the split ring tool. Hi, Mia. And open up that split ring. Maybe. There we go. And I open that up, and then I can put it on my chain and just spin it around. Whoop, it shut on me. Sometimes that happens. There we go. And then I just grab my pliers and I spin it around. And now I've added a split ring. Now I wanted to talk about why would I want a split ring instead of a jump ring? If you have heavier items, like these beads are heavier than some of the metal pendants. Or if you have a heavy metal pendant, a split ring will make it so that the weight there isn't going to open up that jump ring and have it fall off with all the weight of those three on there. So that is why it's just for security purposes. So that's why I wanted to show you that. Now I'm going to actually use only a 4mm. No, we're going to go to this one. There we go. There's the 4. That other one was 4.5. There we go. 4mm. We can use really small ones this time. That's fine. Jump rings to add these dangles on, the little tails. We're going to open up our jump rings. Add on whatever it is that you're going to do. We're going to do the life one first. Add it to the split ring. And then shut the jump ring. There we go. Open up this one. We're going to add in our glass bead. And then shut that up. We're going to close, I shouldn't say shut, we're going to close the jump ring. And then we're going to add in the butterfly charm. There's the butterfly. You can also use different lengths or different sizes of the jump rings, because that will then have your beads or your charms or your pendants be at different various levels. Let me grab this one. This one, with all the explanations and everything, took 8 minutes to make. So that means it's going to take someone else a lot less to make this one than 8 minutes. There we go. So you have the butterfly, you have the life, and then you have that. I think that is cool. If you wanted to have that blue bead be down longer than that, I'm going to show you something else here, just so that you guys can see and have you guys think about different ways to do this. I'm going to open up this jump ring. Take that jump ring off. I can do a larger jump ring. Let's say I want this size. I've got an 8mm jump ring this time instead of a 4. I'm going to leave 4 for the other two. But I want to show you how changing that up changes how far that goes down then. See, now look at how much lower that is and how that sits out differently. And all I did was used, instead of using a 4mm, I used an 8mm jump ring. Hi, Jackson. So that's why I wanted you to see that. I want to show you something else. If you wanted it to be down even further, I'm going to open up this jump ring and take off. I got to find it here. There it is. I got to open the jump ring. I'm going to take off our bead dangle, close the jump ring, and then I'm going to grab, where's that 4? That 4 and another 4. Okay. The reason why I am grabbing a total of 2, because if I add only 1, it's going to sit sideways. If I add 2, it's going to go back to facing the way I want it. So I'm going to put 1 4mm on my bead dangle, and then I'm going to take the other 4mm, add that to the 4mm I have on top of that, and then grab my 8mm and put that together. So I am using jump rings to create length to that pendant. So here we go. And I use smaller ones in this because this one's more of a chic look, and I don't want those jump rings to stand out. So now look at, by adding in that length here, it is now below all of my pendant charms. Does that make sense? How changing up. Okay, I'm getting rid of that. There we go. So you can change it up. So I'm going to bring it up to you guys and see if you guys have questions about that and how you can change these out by all the little differences I've talked about here, so that you can have a different look and make this your own. So here, just by adding in those jump rings, they're small enough that you don't see them in the whole scheme of everything, but it makes it longer so that this sticks out and isn't buried in with everything. Here, the sizes of all your pendants, they can be the same because they just will overlap each other and you will see different things with this one. Let's go the right way. There we go. And just by the layer look of it, with that being just boho, I think that's really cool. Now this one, because of the lengths of each of the different items in it, does it on its own, and you don't have to change the lengths of things. So it all depends on what you're using as to what you need to do. All right, I will look into trying to get more of that. I post Dolores my schedule every Sunday. It's different times each day. I'll look for more of those chains, okay? I'll see about ordering more. I have some coming, but it's not exactly the same as these. They're different styles. Because the styles of the chain right now is that there's this styles that we use today where the chain is part of that. Also, their styles are having the thinner chain. And so I've ordered some thinner chain. I've ordered thicker chain. I've ordered a whole bunch of different chain. So it's coming. But these two exact ones I didn't do, but let me see if I can get them. Okay. I'm going to do it while we're live so I don't forget. I'll go look and see if I can even get it. Because these two chains are part of my collection. I'm trying to like use more of the chains that are, and stuff that you guys will have access to. Whoops. If you don't do it just right, it won't work. Yeah, I was going to say tonight and tomorrow I will be live on YouTube, or not YouTube, I'm sorry, on TikTok, selling the components to make some of the items that we're showing today. Not everything I showed today will be available. I will look for the paper clip that bracelets are coming. Okay, this one I am able to get. Yep, I will. You know me. All right. But the thing is that it's not, they have it so I can buy it, but I have to wait to get it in. That one, this one, just to let y'all know. And this one, I do not. Have the number on it, so I'm going to see if I can find it. The textured one, like this one, the silver is in stock. The platinum is in stock. Gunmetal is in stock. And the gold. Hold on, everybody. And the gold is in stock. So I can get this in the platinum, silver, gunmetal, and gold. Honeycrafts, paper clip bracelets, they can and they can't be. I don't know if they are or not. I can't say it off the top of my head. So I will get some of that chain ordered and get them in the 5mm and the 1mm size packages. The paper clip bracelets that we will have, it won't be this week for sure because they're stateside right now. I just don't have them in my possession. Those are stainless steel. And I will tell you right now, I have 50 of them. So there will probably be limits on it, okay? But we have 50 of those available. I don't know what the price is off the top of my head, though, because I put that in a spreadsheet and let the spreadsheet figure it out for me. I don't do that on the fly. I don't want to make a mistake on what what it should be. So I have a spreadsheet to make sure it's all right. But yes, they're stainless steel. They're 7 5/8 inch bracelets. All right. So we have those coming. And then, and I can even see about ordering more. Let's see. Holy buckets. I'm going to tell you this. Yep, that's what I'm saying, Rose. Rose made a comment over on YouTube and she said, in other words, get on TikTok for sale and be ready. When I got those, I got them at a great price point. Right now, they are not on sale. So I am going to add it to my list that every time they change up what we can get on sale, I'll do that. So just letting you know. Let me see if I can get it in gold. because in that exact one, they don't have it where sometimes they'll do it and sometimes they won't. And you're just like, seriously. All right. I can actually get the paper chain, the paper clip chain in meters. I cannot get them made into bracelets, rainbow. And how much is that? I'm just trying to see here. Okay. And I have to purchase that one in a quantity of 3 spools. So we can do that. And the equivalent of that in silver, I can get it too. And that one, you have to order 2 spools. Why are they different? I have no idea. But I've got all of that. Right now, they don't have a very good sale this week. And I will be honest with you, their sales this week are like, yuck. They just ended a really good one. And so I did purchase a lot of stuff in the last week. And so I may wait a week before I put the purchase in or the order in, just to let you know, so that I can bring it to you guys with the best deals. But I will get those ordered. And those of you know, I order from overseas to not have to pay tariffs. I have it sent to us by a ship. So it does take a little bit longer. So if you guys are willing to wait, I'm willing to get it for y'all. All right. Well, I was going to say, you guys all should have gotten your emails for your Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday items that you claimed. Sorry it took me so long to get them all out, but yesterday I really just did family time with Ryan. And then we had some time with Buttercup. Then we've had a guest, and then we also met our neighbors. It was a day yesterday. And then Buttercup even went after the live to go play with the neighbor girl for a little bit. Thank you, Julie. I appreciate that. And so, we yesterday, I'm sorry I didn't get them out. It really truly was, I just didn't work a full day. And I haven't done that in a long while. Yep, and I got your reply. Oh, and then I had to reply. You guys, okay, so Rose does sell beads also. We talk about, you don't have to buy all your beads from me. If you know someone else that does sell beads, you can go and visit their lives. So if you guys aren't following Rose on TikTok, you should, because she goes live in the afternoons. I would say my time, it's like 2 to 3 o'clock in the afternoon. If I'm wrong, Rose, tell me. She's over here on YouTube helping moderate for me today. But she will bring different things in. And so she had some beads that I knew Buttercup would love, but I also wanted to add them to my own collection too. So I ordered 2 bags, and Buttercup thought she was going to get all of them. And I'm like, no, I get half, you get half. Grandchild. But anyways, they're glow in the dark. And last night they were illuminating, and I walked into the bead room in the dark because I just wanted to set something down. And I'm like, why do I have glowing in here? This is just freaking me out. And then I had to turn a light on, and I'm like, oh, it's the beads. I haven't put them in my stash yet. And so they're sitting out, and I'm like, oh, it kind of gave me a what's in my room. And also, one of the things I was going to tell you guys on these necklaces too, I have one here and I forgot to say it. You can add tassels to them too. I just didn't do tassels on mine today, but you can do the tassels. All right. But this afternoon, I am going to get everybody. Oh yeah, go ahead, ask it, Julie. We got a couple minutes. She is, Rose said Buttercup is becoming a bead collector, and she is. She has her own containers. I can see about, I was gonna say, I know Rose got hers. I've gotten some glow in the dark, but hers are different than what I've gotten in. And I don't ask others where they source beads from, because to me that is their proprietary thing. So I'm not gonna ask her, and that type of thing. So if you want to watch her, she'll have them sometime, I bet, again. Maybe. I don't know. We can ask her. But hers are different than mine. And then she also has heat changing ones. And I've got one of them here. So here's what they look like. And then I'm going to put them in here and heat them up. So Julie, how I decided that is I put 25 grams in there because 25 grams when I'm doing the bead soup for giveaways doesn't usually increase the cost of postage. So that is why I decided 25 grams. Well, that one didn't change yet. I'm not hot right now. I'm actually cold, so I'm trying to see. Yep, she is. Okay, so you saw how they were dark pink and now they're white. So that was how that one changed. So this is what they look like, and those two went completely white. Yeah. You need acrylic beads and lentils. Okay, we had acrylics yesterday. Let me see what else we can do. I don't know what I have in my stash. What is coming next week has a lot more acrylics in it. So when you guys are doing giveaways, one thing to think about, and it was funny because I was watching another person who does beads and sells them. And she talked about, you know, things for her small business and decisions she made. And she doesn't do freebies in her boxes and stuff when she sends them out. You guys know I don't do it either because they're really not freebies. What they are is it's an expense to us to give them to you and to keep profit margins where they need to be at. That means we increase prices. So my thing I've always thought of is I really don't care to always get freebies if you're going to increase my price. It just comes down to what I want to spend my money on. Do I love freebies? Yes, I do. But if you're going to increase my prices to do it, yeah, no, thank you. That's just my 2 cents. And I'm not trying to be mean or harsh to anybody because there are people that do always do freebies. There is her name is Angela Sparkle, I think, or Angel Sparkle. I can't think of her name. I have never gotten in my bags freebies, but she has TikTok shop. So she gets the little pink Percy thing up in the corner of TikTok and she will do a giveaway there. But that's because that she is a TikTok shop. I am not a TikTok shop, so I can't have that. But she will give away things. And that just through that. So everybody has a different way of doing it. And so the reason why I'm talking about other people and what they do is because you need to find what works for you that you are okay doing the giveaways for, because you have to make sure you're making a profit to run your business. And if that's not in your, and I can't think of the words, we had a discussion about when you get to over 50 or you're going through like perimenopause or menopause, sometimes you have brain fog, and lately has been really bad for me. So just to let you know, that's why when I say I can't think of the words, it's really there, but it just doesn't come out. But your business model, see, I told you I'd think of it. The business model. If it's not part of your business model, you don't have to have it just because person A, B, or C does it. But make sure that when you're doing it, it's within the cost of what you want to do. And like I said, when I do bead soup, the reason why I chose 25 grams is because the 25 grams, more times than not, isn't going to throw you into a different level for. Yes, yeah, that's Rose. Rose wrote over here on YouTube. She said, "Giveaways kill me, zero profit." And that's just, if that's your, it comes down to, hi Vicky. It comes down to how do you want to run your business and what's your business model. I don't want to get into things that I give away that are going to cost me more money. I know, and we love them. Let me tell you, I didn't get to keep. So Rose does do the freebies, and she knows her customers, that her freebies are really geared for her customers. And there was something that she sent, and but Buttercup took it. I didn't even have a chance to get it. But the thing is that with what Buttercup did with it and everything, it fits her personality. I was just like, okay. But it was like, and I don't want to tell her, well, so we just let her have it. Thank you, Vicky, for the heart me. And so that's one thing that I will say about it. And I know we don't have a chat time right now, but when we were asking the question, I just want to give that information. The dollars off that I'm doing right now, um, it fits within my business model to be able to do that too. I can either do the bead soup with 25 grams. We can do the $5 for all the likes, that type of thing. Or when we get to 100K, the $10 off is what I have it set at. The jewelry, I could do that too. But right now, with doing those in-person shows, when we get going with those, I needed the jewelry, so I couldn't keep giving away the jewelry, because then I'm going to have to work harder to get ready for that. So I just decided to keep the jewelry right now, and that was a business decision. Yes, I am replacing. So that's why I've been making the decisions that I have on my giveaways and where we're at. And having the boxes for my shipping is another decision that I had to make if I wanted to continue to do those, because they are not inexpensive. I will tell you, they add a lot to the shipping cost. Not like dollars, but they add to it. And so when I said, we needed to make changes at the beginning of May, I was looking at what my post office costs were, what it is for all the packaging that I take and use and do all of that. And that's why we ended up changing the how I do shipping, so that it will stay within what my business model of the profitability that I need to make. So those are the things. And the thing is that you don't have to set in stone what you do today as how you run your business always going forward. You can make changes. Let me tell you, making the shipping change was very, very hard, because I was like, I changed the amount to get to free shipping, and I was like, people are not going to like that. I'm going to lose customers. I agonized 4 months over that. And guess what? I didn't lose customers. And I'm like, why in the world did you agonize so bad? So I will tell you, I do it. We all do it. But sometimes you just have to do it because it's your business and you need to make a profit at it. So I'll just give you those word wisdoms. You can take it for what it's worth. But I am going to hop off. I will package anybody's orders that had paid through 9 p.m. last night. Wednesday and Thursday's orders are together because we did not have the post office was closed yesterday. So I'm going to get those all out this afternoon. I am going to finish up getting items ready for tonight's live. I have a lot of pendants, I will let you all know, because I'm thinking the pendants with this type of necklace that I did the tutorial on, you will need. I'm going to bring some split rings tonight. The jump rings are in that order that's coming, so they won't be here until next week or the week after, but I'll have jump rings coming, just not yet tonight. We are going to have chain. We will have some glass beads, some natural beads, and we will have some glass pearls. I will be on TikTok only at 7 p.m. Central. I do my live sales only on TikTok because of how I run them. I can't be on two different social media platforms and do those at the same time. I'm doing good. It is a good Friday. And then tomorrow at 10 a.m., we're going to do the charm sale, which just coincides perfectly with what we're doing here. I'm not saying that these are what we're going to do tomorrow, but like this style of charm, these are 35 cents tomorrow, whatever I bring tomorrow. Or like this life one is another one that would be 35 cents tomorrow. So you can grab some other items to make these necklaces tomorrow at the 10 a.m. Central for the charm sale. So those, and the one tonight and the one tomorrow are longer If we do it during the day, they're an hour long. So that is what we got in store. I hope you guys can come back tonight at 10, or not 10. It's 10 a.m. tomorrow, 7 p.m. today, because we don't want to go into TikTok after dark. That's not my area, please. All right. So everybody have a great rest of your afternoon. We'll see you at 7. Bye.